Hey, welcome to PhD Mama, 교육사랑 아이사랑입니다. I'm Rose. I'm an expat mama living in Korea with a passion for Christ, and this channel is all about equipping and encouraging moms and dads on the whole Christian education of your child. We are very honored to have a very special guest here today with us, Mrs. Julie Chow from California. She's been married for 29 and a half years, and she comes to us with 18 years of homeschooling wisdom and experience for her three children, now grown. Two have graduated from Princeton, and her youngest from Stanford University. Welcome to our channel, Mrs. Julie Chow.
Hi, thanks, Rose. Thanks for having me.
So good to have you. Would you like to share a little bit of your bio background, a little bit more?
My husband, he graduated from Harvard. He is a retired pediatrician. He's a healthcare technologist, entrepreneur. I think there's something in the water when you live near Silicon Valley. Uh, I was an economics major. I'm a former banker before I became a full-time mom. My three kids, we homeschool. Well, they went to a Christian preschool at the local school at church,
Wow.
and then at age 5, my son, and I have son, daughter. So my son, when he was 5, we put him in the pre-K class at the church preschool, and then I also homeschooled. So I figure I cover my bases.
Yes, like it.
Yeah, and anyway, and then his two sisters, followed, and so it turned out well, and we just kind of kept on going.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's go ahead and start off with our first question. How did you begin your homeschool journey?
Okay. Well, I told you a little bit. When people homeschool, oftentimes it's either one, they're running away from something.
Mhm.
They're running away from maybe a poor academic environment, something maybe it's unsuitable, or their kid is being bullied or something like that. Or their kid is so well advanced academically that they are being held back by being in a class of 30 or however many. On the other end of the spectrum, uh, sometimes the parents are homeschooling because they're running towards something. They're running something toward a lifestyle, something where they have more control of their time, family time. They know their kids. Want to know their kids' personality and really growing them and really being much more holistic about the approach of growing your kids instead of just outsourcing all the time. In other words, you said you're a PhD mama. It's like being a PhD of your kid. The way I kind of look at it is that it's like if you're with your kids, Christmas is coming up, and they go into Santa's workshop. They go into a workshop, inventor's workshop, and they see all this marvelous inventions and all the gizmos, some with electronics, some that are mechanical, different colors and different, some maybe um, different periods of history or disciplines of science, but you're just fascinated.
Yeah.
And so that's what we want in our kids,
Mhm.
to marvel at how, at the beauty and the creativity behind all these things. But there's a step even further. How much more do you learn and appreciate when you get to meet the inventor?
Mm.
And God is the inventor. When you marvel at this world, and so the more you understand the inventions better when you understand the inventor.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we wanted to do. We really wanted to pass down our values, our perspectives, um, and to see, uh, try to see the world um, from from above, from God's perspective.
Very good.
And then obviously just to customize, personalize the teaching based on their skill level, their learning, the way they process learning, and personalities and stuff like that. But
But at this point, did you give up your career, or were you still working part time? How did you?
no, I was, once we started to have a family, we got married in our 30s.
Yeah.
So, I'd climbed the corporate ladder the whole bit.
Yeah.
And then, but when we decided to have a family, yeah, I stayed home full time. Thankful that I was able to do that.
Yes. Yes. Could you share with us, Julie, a little bit of your what are some of the benefits of homeschooling in your journey?
Benefits of homeschooling. Uh, Some of them is that one really we have a very close knit family.
Okay.
Uh, One of the things I always tell people, you don't want to just do things for your kids. And
Mhm.
that's what a lot of parents do. They're so involved with the PTA, doing things for the school, doing things for the kids. But the one thing about homeschooling, you don't do things just for the kids. You do things with the kids.
Amen.
And so, like for example, when I was a treasurer of our homeschool organization, I had the kids filling out the bank deposit slips. They were learning a lot of life skills. Hey, look at this email. Can you help draft? And my kids learn real life skills. And
Yes.
you make the reservation at the restaurant.
Yes.
Because a lot of kids, they don't know how to use the phone.
They
You
don't.
know, I mean, or just talking with adults or something. So that's that's one benefit, is that you can really integrate real life, them developing, learning life skills early on,
Yes.
business skills. You have more control over your time. Here's another example. My daughter, um, my youngest, she was in a children's choir. An opportunity kind of came up, and we kind of actually made the opportunity. That's the thing is, it homeschooling has made me more creative and resourceful.
Mm.
I'm looking for opportunities. I
I
start
love
seeing
that.
things in different ways, and creativity breeds creativity.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and anyway, and so she, um, her her director and another person at the local elementary school, they were teaching music to kindergarten through fifth graders. And it was like every 25 minutes, another class, next 25 minutes, another class. So they were just teaching rhythm and songs. My daughter and also the director, uh, and she had great faith in my daughter, because she had risen to the top, and responsibilities and singing. But anyway, so basically, I said, Noelle, after talking with the director, if you want, we can work your homeschool schedule around where every other Thursday you could spend the whole day teaching at school. And
Wow.
that's what she did. So from ninth grade to 12th grade. And so it gave her great leadership, qualities, and doing the lesson plans, or implementing the lesson plans. She was working with another famous drummer who was taking a sabbatical. So he was teaching. And so there's a lot of things you can, if you're creative. And again, homeschoolers are like educational entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And so
Yes.
so that's so that's an example of what you can do um, with your time. And in fact, when you apply to college, um, for homeschool applicants, they're always wondering, well, how did you take advantage of being a homeschooler?
Right.
What were you doing
Exactly.
differently than just your traditional school student who's,
Exactly.
and so and I know those, there's a number of things that my kids had done that were just kind of out of the box. And
Mm,
it's because they were homeschooled,
that's
and that made them stand out
right.
when they were applying for colleges. Yeah.
Yes. And I
So those
think
are some of the benefits.
yeah, and that's some of the reasons why we decided to homeschool as well. And traditional school, you're really in a tight routine, and it doesn't give a lot of room for creativity. Uh,
Hmm.
and so
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that. What are some things that I guess that you would have done maybe differently if you were able to go back?
First of all, when we started homeschooling, we started off with a number of different groups.
Okay.
Okay, there. I don't know what your situation may be different, but
Mhm.
at least in where I live, there were some other groups I can join. Where I can have the guidance, some accountability, record keeping, stuff like that. Um, because depending when you decide to homeschool, it's a steep learning curve. you
Yes,
know
it is.
if you start, obviously, if you start early on, it's a lot easier, because the stakes are not as high when they're in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. But when
Right.
you're high school, it's like you have to get on the learning curve real,
Oh
got to
yeah.
get up on it real
Oh yeah.
quickly. Anyway, so having a group, some guidance, mentorship. We had conventions, stuff like that. In fact, again, going back to being homeschool educational entrepreneurs, is very grassroots,
Mhm.
in that it's like, if there wasn't something my kid can join, then we're started ourselves.
Yes, I love
Yeah,
that.
and yeah, and so and
Why not?
and so very, self-starter kids. You got an idea, run with it. We're bankroll them. um, Anyway, so that's one of the things I think we did right. Just having a strong network, because you can be very enthusiastic in the beginning, but then after a while it starts getting kind of hard, and
Yeah.
having the encouragement of others,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, I hope that with this YouTube channel that somehow you'll be able to really grow that community, because
Yeah,
it makes a world of
that's what
difference.
we're praying for. Yeah, that's what
Yes,
we're praying
yes, makes the world a difference.
for.
A few other things I felt was really good is that our homeschool group, we had a wonderful church that had a lot of homeschooling